Good afternoon, students. Let us see IC analysis. Immediate constituents analysis or IC analysis propounded by Leonard Bloomfield. It is a technique for analyzing the sentences or and utterances into their smallest and meaningful units. So, IC analysis is used for, that's a technique actually, to analyze sentences and utterances into its smallest or meaningful units, right? So ultimately that's a smallest means last and meaningful unit, so it should be broken, a sentence should be broken up to a meaningful unit. That is the and the purpose is that is for for analyzing means for knowing the part of speech. Ultimately we have to find out the word is which part of speech, that is immediate constituent analysis, right? IC analysis. Leonard Bloomfield introduced the term in 1939, right? IC analysis breaks down sentences into immediate constituents. So that is not very much old theory, that is just Leonard Bloomfield, right? A linguist. He has propounded this idea in which that is uh, sentence is broken down, right? IC analysis breaks down sentences into immediate constituent such as an actor and action, what doer and what the action, that is analyzed by IC analysis. The construction inside these constituents is then further analyzed until the final constituent are reached, which are usually words. So finally sentence is broken up to a meaningful word. When it is used in phrase structure grammar, very important. So when it is used which is used in a phrase structure grammar. What is phrase structure grammar? Means phrase, what the structure of phrase, different phrases. When we make tree diagram or when we cut the sentence, when we analyze the sentence, so we take different phrases which are inside the sentence, where every word is constituent by definition. So phrase means each and every word, whether it is like noun phrase contains one word, but that will be known as phrase, right? So that's important. Now, immediate constituents analysis is a technique in analyzing units and constituents which form a language unit, right? So language unit is what? That is word cluster, means group of words, which is phrase unit, clause unit or sentence unit. Smallest is phrase unit is group of words, right? Which uh, group of word which does not have a complete meaning. Clause can stand alone because clause may or may not have full meaning. Sentence means group of words which must have a complete meaning, complete sense. Each language unit assumed as units consists of two or more constituents directly form the units. What? Each language unit means any phrase or clause or word cluster assumed as units consist of two or more constituent directly form the unit, means in one unit at least 2 to 3 words must be there, right? The purpose, what's the purpose of IC analysis? What the purpose of analyzing immediate constituents? So the purpose is to avoid multiple interpretation on a phrase, clause or sentences. So that's a to save ambiguity, right? Ultimate purpose is to avoid ambiguity or multiple interpretation. Even though IC analysis has some weaknesses, it's not 100% successful, but this kind of analysis give enough advantage in understanding language units. So IC analysis is very important to know about kind of analysis like this group of cluster, word cluster, or group of words are phrases or clauses, and why it is so. So that's a great advantage of IC analysis. Benefits in avoiding ambiguity. So that's a major benefit, that's avoiding ambiguity, because of language units bound with its discourse content. So that particular language unit means clause or phrase is important as per the discourse, which can be understandable with those analysis. So when we do analysis, then we'll be able to understand step by step, we'll be able to understand that this is clause, this is phrase, this way, right? Phrases are just a part of sentence and cannot stand alone. That's a part of sentence. Phrase is group of words, but that's a part of sentence. Clause can stand alone, but phrase cannot. They do not give complete meaning if taken out of the context. Suppose if we take one phrase separately, so it will not have any meaning. So that a phrase does not have any uh, individual meaning, separate meaning. They are mostly used to provide extra information about the subject, object, or other components in a sentence. So phrases, was the role of phrase, was the use of phrase that is used to give extra information about the subject, right? Or object or other components. Ram, for example, Ram is sitting on the chair. For example, Ram is sitting. So that's a Ram is subject, and is sitting is, that's a verb phrase. Then on the chair. So that's a, on the chair is the phrase, and that shows the gives extra information about Ram, right? So that is called a phrase, and there can be more than one phrase in a sentence. Yeah, it's necessary that sentence, not necessary that a single sentence must have one phrase or two phrases. It can be or it can be more than one phrase in a sentence. Okay, now typically a verb phrase is composed of a main verb and at least one auxiliary verb. Now come to the verb phrase. Suppose verb phrase is there, so that is in that verb phrase, main verb, at least one main verb, and one auxiliary helping verb must be there in a verb phrase. However, they can also be singular main subject on their own, and sometimes just singular main subject may be there. What is an example of verb phrase? An example of verb phrase is, the boy might eat the burger, right? So the boy is the subject, might eat the burger. That's a might eat. That's a verb phrase. Okay. A phrase is a part of sentence, we know, which consists of a group of words that give more information about subject, that is actually repeated, sorry, and it cannot stand alone on its own, will not convey meaning if separated from the sentence. Same we have already discussed. Immediate constituent analysis in linguistics, a system of grammatical analysis that divides sentence into successive layers or constituents until in the final layer each consists of only a word or meaningful part of it. Means when you break the sentence, so first layer will be noun phrase, verb phrase, then noun phrase maybe it will be divided into prepositional phrase or something. So this, at last you will get meaningful words. So IC analysis example is, the dog followed the boy. Here you can see the dog is subject, and oh here that's a object, right? Or the dog is noun phrase and followed the boy, that is verb phrase, and verb phrase when followed will be dropped, so that will be, there will be the boy, it is again noun phrase, then noun phrase will be described, one branch of determiner the, and another one is boy noun. Similarly, another example, an old man with an with an car chase the boy, right? So an old man is the noun phrase, of course. With, sentence start with, that's a preposition, prepositional phrase, right? With an car, with a car. Then chase is, of course, that's a verb, but then it's not verb phrase. Why? Because this is chase the boy, that's a predicate, because it's a meaning, making complete sense. So that's a actually sentence should be read this way: an old man chased the boy, that is with a car, that's a extra information, but we can read this sentence this way also: an old man chased the car. So that the chase the car is a predicate, because it is making complete sense, it is telling something about an old man. Now, a third one is that the governor of Jakarta. That's not sound a sentence, because no verb, no other things like no. Without verb, no sentence can be made. That is just a phrase. The governor of Jakarta. So the governor is noun phrase of Jakarta. That is the, that is prepositional phrase starts with of, right? And the Jakarta, that's a noun, again will be divided. So that is there. Very short video I have made, and I think you must have got it. So please send your views on 9425149 94253495221. Here you can share your experience. Thank you so much. God bless you.